Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Ugh, now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious.
I don't think we can hear MC them.
Keep out of reach of children.
They're on the case. If you want the latest on social justice issues, civil rights violations, political corruption, standing with youth so their voices can be heard, and promoting black businesses, we're inviting you to join Chinta Strasburg and Kent Huntley every Sunday at 2 p.m. on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Chinta and Kent are always on the case, a talk show where your opinion matters. That's On the Case every Sunday, 2 p.m. with Chinta Strasburg and Kent Huntley on The Talk.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Donna, it's a pleasure to meet you. I was told you go by Donna Ray. Donna Ray. Pleasure to meet you. Love the art in your background. Love it. Beautiful.
Are they on the air?
WVON, the Wake Up Show Chicago. And of course, you know, I am the chairman for the Cannabis Committee for the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, and also the president of Copon Corps. And that's vodka. You got to talk a little booze in the morning. It's okay. It's 12 o'clock somewhere. But, we're going to get into it. You already know how we get down. I need to allude to the main guy, El Presidente. You know how he gets down. President Larry Ivory, please step up to the mic.
Hey, Buddy Love and MC Pearson, Lord Mike, the Donna Ray, all the wonderful people who make up a part of our team. Good morning to the Wake Up Show Chicago. We are excited and ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna pass the mic to Lord Mike and let him pass it around to everybody. Then we're gonna get ready to rock and roll, take our break in about another 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to have a very special guest come on and talk to us about energy, the power of energy with the Constellation Group. A young man, but we will introduce him in a little bit later. Lord Mike, talk to us.
Hey, peace and blessings to the true and living. Rise and shine. I hope everybody's feeling fine. I know I am. Ready to jump into it myself. Still kind of buzzing off of the great time we had at our latest networking event here just the past couple of days ago here on Thursday in Beverly Hills. Man, it was a fantastic time. I know Buddy Love was in the building. MC Pearson was in the building. How you guys feeling this morning?
Hey, listen, man. The event upon this past Thursday, it was how those other people say, it was magnanimous. It was one of those things, man. People shaking hands. It wasn't no babies to kiss because it was grown people. So we was doing the touch and hug, and as I love to say, Buddy Love, doing our thing. You know what I mean? Foods and drinks, and a lot of mingling, talking business, man. That's what we do.
Dude, we had, first of all, We had Wing Creek there.
Come on, man.
We had the development board there.
Come on, man.
Both of them were giving out knowledge,
Yes, sir.
talking about contracts, talking about how to get contracts, talking about how to get in the seat at the table. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
Too often, you know, as Black businesses, we're always talking about how do I level up? How do I get a seat at the table? How can I just get in the room?
Come on,
And
man.
the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, they create the rooms. They bring the players to the
Right.
table. And
Right.
that's what we was on Thursday
man.
night. Come on, man.
But wait, man. I got one more thing, though. I
Come
got
on.
one more thing. Prayers, if you don't mind. Look here. I'm trying to live my life right and eat right. This Dicky's catering took me all off my plant base. I'm in there eating jerk chicken, barbecue chicken, macaroni and cheese.
That kale salad was for real too.
Oh,
though.
man, come on, man. I ain't even touched the kale salad, man, Lord Mike. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was in there doing wrong. Back to you, Prez.
Hey, well, let me just mention this real quick too. Also, we wanted to highlight, you know, we had movers and shakers. We had the leadership of the Chicago O'Hare Airport in the Midway Airport. We had the CDA, Chicago Department of Aviation. We also had the leader of the tollway, Cassandra, who is the executive director of the tollway, which does a lot of construction and opportunity that we're going to be working closely with. So it was all the right people. We had our main guy, SLG, Ed Burns, in the house. And it was a great time. But, you know, it's so important for us from a chamber perspective. Everything that we do and we try to do, one, we need to educate our people in terms of opportunity. We know there's a wealth gap and we know there's a lot of room to make up. So everything that we do on this radio show is about giving information so that we can play in the game and understand the rules of engagement. But we let people know this is a full contact sport. Have your pads on because they can hit you.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you're not prepared, ready, willing, and able, you may not win in this game. So this is all about strengthening Black business. And as I say all the time, if you strengthen Black businesses, you strengthen Black people, you strengthen Black communities, and you also strengthen America all at the same time. And that's what this is all about. We're always fighting for equity and inclusion. At the end of the day, this is what we do every day in and day out. And we're rocking and rolling, guys.
Yes, yes. We'll be right back on the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Get ready to wake up to the pulse of progress as we amplify voices, break barriers, and illuminate the path towards a more inclusive tomorrow. Follow us across socials at The Wake Up Show Chicago. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's The Wake Up Show every Saturday morning at 9, where change begins with every sunrise.
Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Welcome to the future of energy. Mark your calendars for February 29, 2024 for the Clean Energy Business Summit at Malcolm X College in Chicago. Discover why the summit is a must-attend event. Immerse yourself in cutting-edge insights exploring AI application in clean energy technology. Join strategic workshops tailored for the utility industry. Engage in focused networking opportunities and innovative discussions. This is more than a conference. It's a hub for matchmaking and forging powerful connections. Don't miss out on this transformative day happening on February 29, 2024 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Malcolm X College, 1900 West Jackson Boulevard in Chicago, Illinois. Proudly sponsored by the Minority Business Development Agency Business Center, U.S. Department of Commerce, Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, and Strategic Exceptions Professional Consulting. Ready to be part of the transition to renewables by 2050? Register now on Eventbrite. Search for Clean Energy Business Summit 2024. Join us at the forefront of the clean energy revolution. The future is here and it's green. Clean Energy Business Summit 2024, powering tomorrow today.
And we are back. Once again, this is the Wake Up Show Chicago and with your main man, Buddy Love, and MC Mike P. So, Len, we're going to jump right into it. Prez.
Well, hey, man, like I said, I'm excited. We got a distinguished gentleman from an incredible company. And let me say that this company was a spinoff from ComEd, but they are doing some incredible things with incredible leadership. And I am so excited to have Dwayne Pickett, the VP from Constellation, on the call. Dwayne, say good morning to our audience.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chicago. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, WVON, Buddy Love. It's an honor to be on this historic platform. I'm just glad to be able to share the time with you all.
Absolutely. Hey, give us a little bit more about your role at Constellation, and then we're gonna get right into
Yeah,
some nuts and bolts here.
for sure. So I think first and foremost, I'm a new Chicagoan. So I moved to Chicago in 2019, and me and my wife, we subsequently had two kids. So I'm a new father too. I got a 2-year-old son, Lincoln, and my daughter Nadia, who I love dearly. But they keep me up all night. So if I'm a little sleepy, just at me. I'll wake right back up. Um, but we moved out to Naperville, so now we're Napervillians out in the burbs. But I've never felt more at home than anywhere like I felt at home in Chicago. So I'm originally from Camden, New Jersey, out east. That's a little city right next to Philadelphia. Um, and went to school at Ohio State. Got involved in energy. Got involved in politics. I worked at ComEd for a bit as director of regulatory for ComEd, and now I am the vice president of clean hydrogen market development at Constellation. And my goal is to change the world through making clean hydrogen. So it's an exciting time.
So you had a chance to work with the legendary Calvin Butler. Did you know Calvin? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He ain't gone. A young man doing some great things.
I mean, he's a role model for me. I consider him a mentor. He's given me great advice in my career along the way. He was someone who at Exelon made his way up the ladder by doing work and being an excellent performer and building relationships and bringing his community along with him. So for young black folks like me at the company, we saw Calvin. And when I started the company, I was an entry level analyst, and now I'm a vice president. And his mentorship, his leadership, other folks like Calvin, a ton of folks who I can name, our current CEO, Joe Dominguez, a ton of folks gave me these opportunities and really the opportunity to show that you can bring your merit. And so a lot of love and respect for Calvin.
He is an icon, and this represents the community, represents the African Americans at such a high level, and I just can't ever picture where he has not taken complete responsibility, made things happen, and really leads the country when it comes to diversity and spend. But let me start off real quick. Right now, everyone knows that there's been an attack on affirmative action. I want to know, what is Constellation commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion from your perspective? Is it? I mean, where you guys stand on this issue?
Yeah, at Constellation, diversity, equity, inclusion is a core value and a business imperative. So we're the largest nuclear plant operator in the country. We own the most nuclear plants. We're the largest buyer and seller of power in the country. And so we sell a lot of things. We operate a lot of equipment. We're in every state. To be the best, and we want to be the best in energy production and procurement, we've got to be able to engage people. We got to communicate. We got to be able to be a truly American company. And America is a diverse country. So we are hyper focused on diversity, equity, inclusion, respectful workplace, hiring from our community, hiring suppliers and subcontractors that represent diverse populations. It's how we're going to win.
Yeah. Now I hear that you guys are going to be at the event in February, and we'll be having some matchmaking. So those individuals who want to get a chance to meet Constellation and be able to convey to you that they're ready, willing, and able, you guys will be there participating. And give us some insight from your
Yeah.
perspective. I'm going to turn it over to my host and let them kind of ask you some other questions, but give us some insight of what it takes to do business with Constellation, and some of the insights that you guys have.
Yeah. So, what I would say from the outset is a lot of diverse. I used to work at ComEd, as I mentioned before, and they have a tremendous record with diverse employment. I think they're up to 43% of the vendors they work with are diverse owned businesses. And a lot of that work is the same work we do. If you're contracting with ComEd for electrical equipment, engineering, any type of supply services, you could probably do work with us. We have, and you'll meet this individual at the event, individual by the name of Andre Wallace. He leads our diversity supply function. So he spends his whole effort and energy thinking about how we can enable entrepreneurship in our business, bring Black folks and their businesses along with our business. We also have folks that are focused on diverse hiring within our company. So it's not just a commitment. We're like actively engaging in this diversity work. And if you're doing this type of stuff with ComEd, if you're doing it with Peoples, if you're doing energy work, if you're thinking about doing it, then you can work with Constellation.
Hey, Dwayne, I want to jump in here real quick. Now, with Constellation, and as we're looking across the different states and the different businesses, how they're trying to truly eliminate DEI, what are some of your main? Do you have a main initiative to actually make sure you're keeping things up front in our faces and making sure we're staying active in the DEE part of Constellation and what you do?
100%. I think the biggest way to make an impact is representation at the executive level, right? So my presence, the presence of other African Americans that we have on our senior executive team, we lead an internal council on our team. We also have an entire employee research group for African Americans on our team. And our job, my job in that council is advocacy. If the CEO needs to know how the Black population is feeling, then I need to be tapped into that. So my team, we regularly travel the country. We go to the offices. We talk to the Black employees. We get that feedback because we want to retain, we want to attract, and we want to make sure the folks that are here are feeling the respect, the love, and the opportunity to develop. And so my job isn't just hydrogen. It's a thing that I'm focused on, but I'm also a representative of my community as a leader in this company. And so me and my fellow executives, we have to be a part of it. And not just the Black executives. I talk frequently with my white colleagues, my colleagues of other descent, and I say, look, you all need to be making sure that you're mentoring people that don't look like you, people that you don't golf with, people that are the opposite sex. It's not going to be just us. You need to make sure that you know this person, so when that interview comes up, there's folks that don't look like you that you now think of and consider for these different opportunities.
Oh,
So you know what,
absolutely.
Dwayne,
Go ahead, MC.
You know, Dwayne, this is MC. I have a question for you. So, with the attack on DEIA in this country, even as such as the governor of Iowa doing the anti-DEI DEIA bill, are you guys seeing pushback for this or pressure to eliminate your DEIA and stop working towards the goals that you have for it? Or is your company able to freely move within the DEIA and your goals and aspirations? Is there pressure to eliminate it, or are you guys moving freely?
It's a great question, Buddy Love. I think what you see in society, it exists for our business too, right? Folks across the spectrum are saying, hey, what's going on with all this DEI? And people have questions about it. But for Constellation, we're a business. And one of our primary duties is to our shareholders. And our shareholders and our investors see diversity, equity, inclusion as a business imperative. We're not going to be able to get our financial goals unless we have diverse representation, unless we have a workplace that's built on respect. I mean, we're at a nuclear plant, right? Think about a nuclear plant where imagine like a representation of the country where you've got 13, 14% of the folks that are of different persuasion. You can't have people working in that environment where safety is important, focus is important, communication is important, but you're not talking to these folks because they're Black, or you didn't invite these folks to the meeting because they're minority, or these people didn't get a chance to talk because they're women. That's how things go wrong, right? And at our company, that's unacceptable. It's not it's a zero tolerance policy with nuclear, right? This is nuclear safety we're talking about. So for us, yes, we see that there's pressure. Our employees see that, right? We have white employees, we have black employees, and folks look at that and they say, well, how do we mesh with this? We're consistent. DEI is a core value. It has to be for business imperative. It also is something that we believe in, and it's not something we're turning our back on.
Hey, well, let me ask this question. You guys, being the largest hydrogen delivered nuclear power in the whole country is a testament. And I can see the great tutorship that you've had from different people like Joe Dominguez and Calvin Butler, because you're poised, you know exactly what to say and how to say it. And let me just acknowledge that your guys' commitment, you guys played a role in our cruise, you played a role in our convention that we had, and now you're the lead premier sponsor of the event that the chamber is involved in with Terry Simmons on February. And why do you guys why do you continue? What's your motivation of giving back? Why do you guys see giving back from a perspective of your organization?
Yeah. We need the community, and the community needs us. So you mentioned hydrogen. One of the things that I'm starting, is this new business line for Constellation. So we're the largest producer of nuclear power in the country. We got all these nuclear power plants. We got 6 of them in Illinois. And what I'm trying to do in our business is make hydrogen production facilities. We can talk about that later. But I want to make these facilities and put them at our nuclear plants so that we can make hydrogen and power and use the hydrogen to do more clean energy applications and decarbonize other things, which we can talk about. But the reason I bring this up is, we won a $1 billion grant from the DOE. We're part of a team that won a $1 billion grant from the Department of Energy to do our first hydrogen project. And with that, we have $105 million for community benefits. We've committed that 40% of these benefits are going to go to underrepresented communities.
Hold on. You know what? We're going to pick this up after the break because we need to hear where this 40% is going. Thank you for listening to the Wake Up Show. We're going to catch you after the break.
Get ready to wake up to the pulse of progress as we amplify voices, break barriers, and illuminate the path towards a more inclusive tomorrow. Follow us across the socials at The Wake Up Show Chicago. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's The Wake Up Show every Saturday morning at 9, where change begins with every sunrise.
Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Sounded like something there, gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wake Up Show.
Entrepreneurs and business owners, tune in to the Wake Up Show Chicago on YouTube for expert insights, valuable resources, and inspiration to grow your Black-owned business. Go to YouTube and search for @Wake Up Show Chicago and hit subscribe and the notification bell to subscribe to the Wake Up Show Chicago. For behind the scenes and in-studio action, don't miss a single episode. Engage with us in real time. Comment live on YouTube and connect with like-minded entrepreneurs. Hosted by Larry Ivory, Buddy Love, and MC Pearson. The Wake Up Show Chicago empowers Black-owned businesses, powered by Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Subscribe, engage, and elevate your business journey today. Are you ready to boost your brand's visibility and share your message with our engaged audience? You can. Become a sponsor of the Wake Up Show Chicago and get your brand in the spotlight. Our show reaches a diverse, dynamic, and dedicated audience. Connect with us to learn more about sponsorship opportunities. Call 309-740-4430 today and let's elevate your brand together. Don't miss out on this chance to make an impact. Call 309-740-4430 now.
And we are back. Once again, we are on the Wake Up Show. And man, we still love to get these callers in and do what we do. So I need you to hit that number at 773-591-1690. You know how I like to say, wake us up this morning. But Mike, give me some info, man.
So you know what? next month we have the Clean Energy Summit with Terry Simmons coming up, and this is a big event at Malcolm X, so what I want to know is, Dwayne, why did Constellation find it so important to invest in this event, and what are you guys hoping that the Chicagoland community is going to get out of this? What type of information can we look for that we can use to advance our businesses and the understanding of clean energy within the state of Illinois?
Thanks, Mike. And my goal is to get there. I want to do two things. I want to educate folks about the opportunity with hydrogen, this new industry that we're building. And I want to leave that place with as many business cards as possible of people who, once they've heard about hydrogen, think, whoa, I got an idea. My business can serve this part, or my business can serve that part. One of the things we started to talk about was this $1 billion of funds that we're receiving from the DOE to do our first hydrogen project. This project would be the largest hydrogen production facility in the world, right here in Northern Illinois, making clean hydrogen, sustainable hydrogen. And to get this grant, the things that we committed to is a 40% target, that 40% of the benefits from this project go to underrepresented communities. That specifically means a target of 45% diverse hiring, a target of 40% of the funding for suppliers and subcontractors going to diverse vendors, and $30 million set aside for entrepreneurship, new startups, money set aside for workforce training and development. That means I need folks of color, I need Black folks to come out, talk to me, and get engaged in this, get educated about it. This is a new industry, so folks don't have to learn it, but it's similar to things that folks do already in engineering and energy. But this is a new opportunity, a new business to start for folks, and we're going to need folks if we're going to meet our commitment to hit these numbers with the DOE.
Yeah, let me just say this is that the Chamber obviously is a partner of Constellation, and we have some of the best businesses. Like I said, MC Pearson, he does printing. He's going to make sure he's there because he's a world-class printer. He's BEP certified, and he's a veteran at the same time. We got other very talented engineering firms like Infrastructure Engineering, Ardmore Rodwood Group. The list goes on. And the gentleman who's been trying to reach me, I hope he calls in today, Melvin Armstrong, who runs an HVC company, but he's also involved in hydrogen energy. And I'm hoping he's going to get a chance to call in if he can get through the call to all the series of callers that we have to call in. But, it's real exciting to be working with an incredible company like you guys with incredible leadership. Andre, Tracy Woods. I know these guys are aggressively pursuing African American business. And so we're encouraging people to go get signed up for the event and send your capability statement to the chamber or to Terry. And then we'll make sure that we set you up with matchmaking with different companies, not just Constellation, but other companies at the same time. So we're pretty excited. So let me ask this of you real quick, Dwayne. What is it that what's something that you want to tell us that you think is real important? And then tell me what you think your biggest challenge is from a policy side. What are you guys trying to overcome and get people to understand that they're not maybe getting at the level they should be getting it?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is we want to get Black and diverse businesses involved in this $1 billion project. Get to that event. Give me your card. Give me your information. I'll put your cell phone number right in my phone. Connect with Andre Rollis. Connect with Tracy Woods because we're looking for diverse businesses. So that's the biggest thing that I want to communicate. We do have a major issue with this hydrogen project. So we've gotten this award from the Department of Energy, $1 billion grant. That's going to help us buy some things and start building this project. And we've actually started construction already. However, hydrogen is something that the federal government wanted to invest heavily in. So they set up a production tax credit. That means for every kilogram of hydrogen, think about like a big water bottle in the office container type thing. For every one of those, they give you $3. And if you make hydrogen, you get $3 for every one of those that you fill up. And that was a critical part of the numbers that we put together when we started this investment, when we won the $1 billion to build this project. after the law was passed for the production tax credit, the Treasury Department came out and put in new stipulations. They said, well, we've heard from environmental groups, and what they're saying is we should only allow new energy companies, new energy developments to get this $3 tax credit. So basically, if you want to make hydrogen, you got to build a new wind farm, new solar plant, or new nuclear plant. Now, there has been a new nuclear plant built in this country in a long time. There's one in Georgia, but beyond that one, there are no new nuclear plants being built, uh, and there's unlikely to be in the near future. So it effectively excludes nuclear from this tax credit, and it leaves it to just a new wind or new solar plant. The problem with that is now you have to build two things. You've got to build $1 billion hydrogen plant, and you got to build a $1 billion wind and solar plant. That's going to make the cost of your business too high. So the Treasury Department, when they put out these rules, they said, hey, we get that this is a bit controversial. They threw out some alternatives, and they asked the public to comment. Should nuclear be allowed to participate and make hydrogen? We need as many people to contact their representatives in government, to go on the Treasury Department's website. They opened a public website for this, and we need people to say yes. Nuclear should be able to make hydrogen. This will be good for jobs. This will be good for people of all colors, underrepresented communities to get started in a new business. This will be good for the environment and climate change. Just to talk a little bit about hydrogen. Hydrogen can be thought of as a replacement fuel for natural gas that's completely clean. Larry, I'll ask you a question. If you went in your garage today, you started your car, and you stood there for 20 minutes, what happens to you?
I may not be around very long.
Right?
Don't do that. We don't want to host this show without you.
Don't do it. But if the car was running on a hydrogen fuel cell, only thing that would be emitted from that car is water vapor. Hydrogen is, in water, H2O. So we make hydrogen by separating the oxygen from the hydrogen with electricity, leaves you with just hydrogen, right? So hydrogen is a clean fuel, and we want to replace fuels like natural gas, like methane, with hydrogen. That's why we want to make it at our plant so we can help decarbonize other things.
In my sanctified imagination, I can hear somebody saying, I hear all the opportunities that they're talking about that's going to be at this summit, and Constellation is going to be there. How do I get there? So it behooves me to share that if you go to strategicexceptions.com, you can register and to come to the summit. You can also get the information at ilbcc.org so that you can come to this summit. So whether you are looking for a new career path and you can engage with Constellation there, or whether you're looking to bring your business to the table to find out about doing business with Constellation, this is where you're going to go ahead and go get registered at strategicexceptions.com or ilbcc.org.
Yeah, let me mention this also. If you're a member of the chamber, you're going to get a discount. So for all our members, make sure that you get registered because there is a discount for chamber members. That means that you have paid your dues and you're in good standing with the chamber. You will be getting a discount. Let me give this another shout out to, it's always important to mention there's a company that I really want you to meet. It's Mintex. They do debt collection, and they're a great company. They hire a lot of ex-offenders. And when we find companies that's in unique space, we want to make sure that we give them the proper setting so they can grow their business and be in a place to compete where normally we're not competing. So it's always my job as a leader of the chamber to find different unique businesses and, share it with you. We were at another event last night, Hollywood Studios, that was phenomenal. And I think we're getting ready to go to commercial break. Or did I? Oh,
No.
We're not
We got a
ready
few
for
more
commercial
minutes,
break.
Chris.
Okay, I just thought I heard the music there.
That's
Again, we want to bring businesses to you, and we want people to come out and support this event. And we want them to get connected, to take advantage of every opportunity you have. Everyone on this phone, on this call, from Adana Ray, all of them bring some business expertise to the table. And we're looking forward to participating in this incredible event. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great time. Lord Mike, you were going to say something?
Well, I was just going to ask, because when you, Dwayne, great to be on with you this morning. First off, man, and I'm hearing I'm getting a true education right now. I'm not particularly versed in hydrogen and the delivery of hydrogen. I understand how it's made and so forth, and it's a huge thing to hear about the $1 billion initiative to build out the initial project to start creating it and delivering it there, right? And I know that on the 29th at this wonderful summit, as you guys are at the helm of the clean energy revolution, you're going to probably delve into this a little bit more. But I'm wondering right now, just for the edification of myself and our listeners, what does I guess the workforce and the contracting base look like from the point of actually once you have this on the ground and you're getting to distribute the hydrogen there? Where are the endpoints of engagement from that point there? Now, $1 billion is a long way to get involved to begin with, so it's not like anybody has to wait to get plugged into this here. But what, as terms of opportunities that will be created once this is on the ground there, what's that look like?
In this question, this is why I wake up and I'm getting so excited right now because I love this opportunity with hydrogen. I'm going to take 10 steps back, right? So hydrogen it's the most abundant element in the universe, not in the country, but in the universe. Hydrogen's element number one on the elemental chart, right? So it's a thing we have more than anything. And if we're able, Lord Mike, to tap into hydrogen and make it an actual resource that we use abundantly, we can solve so many issues. What's the problem with the energy crisis, right? Not enough energy, not enough oil, the price is too high, gas goes way up, and because we're fighting over the resource. Well, hydrogen's our most abundant resource. It's in the water. So if we can use it, now energy prices come down. Well, if we've solved the energy crisis, what else can we solve? Well, what's the problem with desalination? How do you make salt water into regular water? Well, it takes a lot of power and that costs a lot of money. But if power is cheap because hydrogen's cheap and it's abundant, now we can desalinate the oceans and create water. Well, what happens if we can create water for folks? Well, now we're solving famine in Africa because now we can help them grow crops sustainably in places that are drier places without worrying about fighting over water. Now we're solving resource wars and resource dependency and hydrogen to me. And if we can do that, now we're solving the food crisis and the health crisis because people are healthy, eating well, they've got safe drinking water. All that comes by taking the most abundant element that we have everywhere and making it as an energy source. So what happens when we get hydrogen? What do we do? The first things we'll do with it, to your question? Well, the
Hey,
thing I'm
Dwayne,
most
I'm gonna hold you right there because we got to cut off to this break because I know you're flowing and feeling good. This is the Wake Up Show Chicago. Catch you back on the break.
Lord Mike got me going.
As we amplify voices, break barriers, and illuminate the path towards a more inclusive tomorrow, follow
And we are back on the Wake Up Show Chicago, powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. We're in a great conversation today, but man, you know, as we roll through this thing, it goes by so fast with time. We're going to jump right to some calls, prayers, if you don't mind. We have Mr. Melvin Armstrong on with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad to be enjoying you guys in this conversation. I just have three simple questions that I want to ask the guys from Constellation.
Yes, sir.
One of them being, what is Constellation's role they're playing in the Midwest Hydrogen Hub? I'd just like to know what their role is. I know it's they received $1 billion. So I'm just trying to figure out what's their role. And then secondly, I would like to know Constellation's efforts for outreach to meet their DEI goals that they would play in those roles. And then the other one is the how do the three pillars affect Constellation's DEI goals?
Yes, sir. There you go, Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne, before you answer that question, Melvin, tell them what's the name of your company, man. So you always got, when you come, you got to promote your company, man. What's the name of your company?
Right. My company name is Diversified General Contractors, Inc. We have a small division, Diversified Energy. We're working on a couple projects with a couple agencies now in hydrogen, and just that. Yes, that's the name of my company.
Thank you, Dwayne. Back to you.
Melvin, those are outstanding questions. Melvin knows his hydrogen. I'll hit them one by one. So we are founding members of the Midwest Hydrogen Hub, the Mach H2 Hub. So a slice of that $1 billion. We're just a slice of that $1 billion for that project, a healthy slice of it, which I'm happy to say. And that's going to allow us to build our project at our LaSalle Clean Energy Station. That's where our first project is going in. We're going to be making 33,000 tons of hydrogen a year. So great question. We're founding members of that hub. We love our partners, BP, Invenergy, community partners in that group too. How are we going to engage the community? Love that you asked that question. So I am personally responsible for creating what we're going to call a community advisory committee. And I'm going to be reaching out to Larry. I'm going to be reaching out to folks in the environmental groups. I'm going to be reaching out to indigenous folks to create a board that basically advises us as we build this project. How can we do community events that are impactful? How do we reach out to diverse suppliers? Are our targets aggressive enough, too aggressive? How can we make the money go the farthest? How can we make our project a project that is welcomed by the community, inclusive? These are the questions that are going to be tackled by this advisory committee. And the last question about the three pillars that he asked. So these are three pillars that the Treasury Department has developed for hydrogen production that I alluded to vaguely earlier. One pillar is deliverability. You got to be able to deliver power, clean power to hydrogen. Love that. Makes a ton of sense. We do it at nuclear plants. The second is matching, hourly matching. So you got to make sure that every hour you're making hydrogen, the clean energy machine is also running, because you don't want to shut the clean energy machine down and you're still making hydrogen. You might be making it from something dirty. Love that rule. The third rule, the third pillar is what they call additionality. This is the one that ruins the project effectively. And they're saying you have to have a new plant. It has to be new wind or solar. Can't use nuclear.
Right.
And that destroys the project. If that pillar ends up being in the final rule, we don't do we give the $1 billion back. We give our portion of it back at least and say, we're not doing it anymore. Dwayne's got to give a different title. There's other stuff we can do with our clean energy. We have other opportunities, but I want to make hydrogen because I want to change the world in this sustainable way. So that's why I really urge folks to talk to the Department of Treasury. There's an open comment box to just say, hey, nuclear is clean. Nuclear delivers power 24/7. It should be able to make hydrogen. It makes sense.
Hey, Dwayne, we bring the largest concentration of Black businesses down to Springfield. And, if there's legislation that's on the docket, we surely love to be able to have a conversation as we bring hundreds and hundreds of Black business owners to talk to legislators in Springfield on April the 10th. I think it's our date. then we surely would love to have a conversation so that we can be knowledgeable and use our influence. And we also have one of the best political PACs in the state, the Illinois Black Business PAC also. So we surely would love to have some conversation before we make any commitments, but that's what we'd like to do.
Guys, we got another caller who's been on hold, and I want to bring in Miss Carrie. Miss Carrie, come on, wake us up today.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
This
morning.
is Terry.
Good morning.
This is Terry Simmons.
Oh,
of
Terry
TPK
Simmons. Oh, my
Pearson.
goodness. The illustrious. The illustrious.
Terry has 30 seconds.
Good morning, everyone. Dwayne, thank you so much for coming on, and I'm so proud of you and how you've grown professionally at ComEd. I'm also what I call not a PK, but I'm a UK. I'm a utility kid, a utility professional. I grew up in ComEd as well, so I am really excited to have Constellation as our premier sponsor for the Clean Energy Business Summit that is being hosted by the Illinois Minority Business Development Agency Business Center. We're one of 41 business centers that's located throughout the United States to support businesses in getting access to contracts, access to capital, access to all the resources and tools that they need to grow and expand. So we really appreciate you, Dwayne, for coming on and sharing all of this wonderful information.
Thank you.
All right. You know, this has been flowing. We've definitely been flowing on that. I mean, because I want to squeeze in one more call, prayers, if we can.
Go right ahead.
Running up against it. And I don't like to have people waiting because we lit up like a Christmas tree. Antonio, please jump on and wake us up this morning. You got 30.
Thank you guys for allowing us to come on very quickly. I want to give a strong shout out to our president, Larry Ivory. Asked me to call in today, and I'm thankful that you all are able to take our call. I just want to say, just for the record, my company is Love Life Outreach Vocational Training. I was at the last event. I'm sorry I wasn't able to formally introduce myself to you guys, but I'm definitely looking forward to meeting you all because I think the chamber is one of the best things smoking, and all of us should be a part of the chamber and have our companies registered as good members. The last thing I'll say is I'm hoping with this next event that we can get better connected. We have a nationally accredited school for the skilled trades located in Peoria, Illinois, as well as Indianapolis, Indiana, and we cover both states. So we're just looking to get connected. Dwayne, thank you so much for all the information you shared today, because we're going to come to that event and we're going to meet you there. As a matter of fact, Larry, this time we're going to be early. So thank you.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, Tony.
Right.
Hey, let me say, Dwayne, let me just echo this, man. As you were talking, you know, I pride myself on knowing a little bit about everything, but boy, you know, you were inspiring when you talked about the potential of hydrogen energy and what it does from water to clean energy. It's so important that we educate our community so that we don't miss an opportunity that is in our best interest. So we want to collaborate, work together to make a difference. I'm really excited too, because I want to mention another company to you that I know you guys are already beginning to work with, Supreme Solution, one of our one of our top members of our organization, and I'm sure they're going to be at this event also working with you guys. And I hope that we can be able to celebrate. I want to be able to celebrate you guys coming back on the air and pointing to all the Black businesses and have them come on the air and talk about what they're doing with Constellation in terms of this initiative at the same time. And hopefully at some point in time, you guys become a sponsor of our radio show also, because we're always talking about, if you believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion, you want to be a part of this show, because that's what we do. And that's what our audience, we really pride ourselves on, making sure we create opportunities for Black businesses. I'll turn it back over to my co-host. Nothing but great love for them. Our producer, Donna Ray, nothing but love for you also, LaDonna. And back to the team.
Yes, sir. So prayers, look, because we still have a few more minutes, man. And with Dwayne, this is one question I definitely want to get out before you jump off today, and we appreciate you stepping on. Now, with those that are layman to what you are doing, do you have set up through your company a incubator program to whereas people can get trained to now be ready for these positions that are coming along with what you have now garnered in this procurement?
This is a great question, and it ties into Lord Mike's question that we didn't get to really shape out about where
Right.
this kind of
Exactly.
ends, those jobs at the end line of this. So you make hydrogen, and it's a gas, right? So it's a clean gas, it's non-toxic gas, and you transport it just like you transport natural gas. You can transport it in a pipeline, you could put it in a truck, right? So those same jobs that you have with people's gas, the same jobs that you have with the trucking industry, and then where does it go? Where can it go to? So one of the key things that I love that you can do with hydrogen is make what's called sustainable aviation fuel. You take hydrogen, you combine it with, we'll call it vegetable oil or fatty lipids from pigs or trash or carbon dioxide. You combine it, you can make jet fuel that you can put into a United Airlines flight tomorrow. You don't have to change the plane. You don't have to change the tube that you're putting it in. You just add hydrogen, and now you've got a clean, sustainable fuel. And it'll have a whole business you'll need a whole business to make that. So people who do pipe fitting, all the union construction trades, electrical equipment, moving energy, all those same types of jobs are the types of jobs. And we'll need those folks to help educate this advisory board, get involved. We'll have funding for workforce training development, all that stuff. And we'll look for your partnership on it.
For a career? Are you looking for resumes? The ones that's looking to bring their businesses? Are you looking for capability statements? What are you actually looking for to be placed in your hand at this event?
I want to get business cards from folks that have businesses that serve current utilities and energy developers or that plan to. I wanted to hear from folks who are skilled tradesmen or are working to get that tradesman certification from the local union. All of those folks that have those capabilities or want to get those capabilities to do work with a ComEd, a Peoples, we're going to need those same types of folks.
Well, I would like to say to Dr. I'm going to call you scientist Dwayne Puckett. You know, the way you've been laying it out here, man, I'm looking to a scientist, a professor who's teaching us about, clean energy. Phenomenal job. It's been our pleasure to have you with us today.
My pleasure.
Shout out to a great company and to great leaderships. And we definitely look forward to working with you guys. We'll see you at the event. And I think that's.
This was fun, and have me back if you like me on. Have me back. I'd love to come back.
Well, we're gonna definitely have you back. I think we're just at the closing moment, so we're right on time.
Oh yes,
right,
sir,
Madam
man.
Producer. Lord Mike,
This
we're good, guys.
Yes, sir. This is the Wake Up Show Chicago. Check us out on YouTube and all the other. My man Lord Mike was say, and all those good things that come on. Wake up, wake up, wake up this morning.
Follow us across the socials at The Wake Up Show Chicago. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's The Wake Up Show.